Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Jujutsu Kaisen episode number 10 reaction. Alright, at the previous episode we get to meet a new character. His name is, I think, Nanami. I think that was his name, wasn't it? Yeah. And he is an ex-salaryman. And he alongside Yuji go to uh, like investigate the deaths of those, like those kids in the theater, and they follow a trail, and they fight the curses on the rooftop, and we actually get to see what this guy's power is. Nanami, his power is critical hit. Literally, that's what it is. He hits critical hits, and even with like a bandaged up weapon, he can like decapitate body parts of curses. So that's pretty OP. Like imagine how strong he will be if he actually unwraps the sword, that the weapon. That'll be even crazier. Either way, that's his power. And like later on, we get to see another perspective of another kid, Junpei, I think that was his name. Is getting involved with Mahito, where like he confronted Mahito when those he killed those kids in the theater, but now he's like kind of going along with him, and I don't know what Mahito plans on doing, but yeah, Yuji and Nanami, they are now following the kid and trying to probably stop him or something like that, while yeah, that. No, sorry, not sorry. What did I say? Nanami and Yuji. No, not Nanami. The other guy. I forget his name. That guy, the secretary guy or whatever he is. He and Yuji are following Junpei, while Nanami is going to go and confront Mahito. Yeah, that's what's happening. Anyways, let's see what happens in today's episode. Episode number 10. Let's begin. I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Right, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Movie club. Who will be the one to... Oh, Junpei. He seems like having fun in his school. Sitcom. What? Okay, this is complicated. Yeah. Don't spoil it. Oh, this is what happened. Oh my god. Great. Ah, fantastic. Yeah, he's not happy. Oh boy. Yeah, he's fed up with this. What? Oh, damn. Yeah. Wait, is this happening after he met Mahito? Or is this like a flashback? This is happening after, isn't it? Ooh, damn. Yeah. Okay. Is this happening after meeting with Mahito? Oh boy. Or maybe not. This is a flashback. Ah, oh God. Hmm. Yeah, I'm still not sure if that was a flashback or is it happening now. Like sometimes anime do this. They kind of show a little flashback. So let's see. Hmm. Idle transfiguration. Oh, we're back here. Opposite of fondness. Damn. Hmm. Lot over complicating. Oh boy. Okay. Ah. Opposite of love is indifference. True. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, like in Japan, like like there's like Suki and I. People like yeah. Well, wow. Yeah, I guess. What the hell is that? Payment to see how. Oh my god. Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, that's actually kind of. Hmm. Wow, that's yeah. Hmm. I guess kind of. People have souls aren't hearts. Ah, tip of other creatures. Oh, that's how he's able to. All emotions are the result of the soul's metabolism. Huh. Okay. Hmm. Damn. Well, great. And he's like, wow, this all makes sense. Actually, it doesn't. But for Junpei, his state of mind now, it's accepting it because yeah, he's trying to find a way out and trying to find meaning in his existence or whatever. Oh, now he's okay. So this is that scene. All right. I guess. Okay, what is that? Flyhead. Okay. Why? Oh, I see. But if he's able to see them, also save him. Okay, but we have to stop him and yeah, get him. Okay, good plan. Ooh. Then go back and report? Yes. Okay. Oh. What? Oh, okay. Alright, makes sense, I guess. So yeah, a sorcerer will be stronger, even if he's great true. Well, oh wait, who is he fighting? Oh, was that Mahito? Yep. Damn. Alright. Yeah. Damn. Okay. Oh, damn. Oh! Well, it's a crit hit, so. He wants meaningful conversation. Yeah. Hmm. Great. The chicken and the egg. Yeah, the chicken and the egg problem. Soul resides in the body. Ah, interesting. 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 Armor. For the one. Ooh, interesting theory. Ah, that's how he's healing like that. He's just main, as he says. Okay, wow. Idle transfiguration. Wait, but isn't he going to be weak if there's no people aside? Oh, I was just saying that. I was like, if there's no people beside him, he's weak. Oh. Yeah, I won't work overtime. Yeah, he won't be getting extra paid, so I guess. Alright, here we go. Oh, is this his dad? Oh, that's the sensei, okay. Yeah. Yeah, friends? Yeah, that's very funny. What is wrong with you? What the hell is your. What is his problem? Why is he butting in into this? Wow, interesting. Is he actually saying this? Oh. Okay, oh god. Is Yuji here somewhere? He's probably going to stop him. What? Uh, yep, Yuji's here. Yeah, okay. Damn, that thing. 5 seconds before. Gymnast. Mm. Dude, piss off, or else you're gonna die. He just saved your life. Well, well, that's one way of getting him out of here. Where's his pants? He's like, yeah. Ah. Wait, is this his house? I guess he was waiting for him in front of his house. All right. Damn, this is troublesome. Damn. Yeah, it's too many of them. Okay. Original mass is irrelevant when it comes to changing their shape. Yeah, it's too many of them. Oh boy. This is one of those, yeah. Oh. Mm. Damn. So sweat. Mm. Grade 1. Oh, okay. Well, oh boy. Oh, I feel like he should have used his full power from the beginning. What the? Ah, that's troublesome. Uh. Hmm. Alright, I feel like he needs to open the wrapping. Oh no. Okay. No, I feel like he's planning something. Is he like going to go away or something? Oh, what the? Wait, he took out his tie. All right. Overtime. Okay. Oh, the Jujutsu Sampo. Uniform jacket. Yeah. Oh my god. You just ruined it. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no. Wait. Okay, that's it. Wow. All right. So, this episode. Um, okay, we begin this episode with seeing how. Wait, what was his name? Yuichi or something like that? He was in the movie club and with his friends, just like having like a nice conversation. And yeah, obviously the bullies come in and they're like, our club, what are you doing here? So like from their conversation, like we could understand that these guys are basically just forcefully took their club from them, and like, and then making it like their hangout place or whatever. And they probably stopped coming for 2 or 3 days, and taking that opportunity, these guys came back to their club again. But now they're back again, and they're like making like a whole scene about it. Like, I don't understand what is like, how, like why is the school not doing anything about this? Like like obviously I feel like obviously in every school there's a little bit of bullying here and there, you know but like, especially in anime, I feel like there's like a line that it crosses, which is so crazy and baffling to even think that even after crossing that line, like the school authority doesn't get informed about it, or they don't get themselves involved in it, and they just act as if they're not really like like seeing anything, and act blind completely. Like, that's crazy. It's like, I don't know what else to say. Like, good god. Like, this is school. Like, okay, you know what the thing is, like, if this was like a I don't know, like a college or a university or whatever, like, I could understand, like, teachers not really getting involved in these type of things. I can understand, because like, yeah, like, that happens. However, this is a school. Like, I'm pretty sure the school has enough authority to stop the, like the. But I guess, yeah, like, the fact is that a lot of students don't really, because of fear of getting more bullied, they don't inform anything to the teachers, and the teachers are actually just, either they don't care, or even if they look at it, they just turn a blind eye to it. Like, here, this one teacher, we saw this teacher in the previous episode, you remember, where the he was getting bullied, and the teacher was like in one of the beside one of the windows, and he like watched everything and just left. So obviously that indicated that it's not that this teacher is oblivious, he knows what's going on, and he has the audacity to act that uh, self-important, and that like like act as if he's oblivious to everything, and trying to lecture you. Okay, what is his name? I'm forgetting his name. You, something with Yuichi, I think. Was it Yuichi? Let me just check. Oh no, it's not. Okay, what is his name? Um, just a minute. Okay, okay, let me see. Uh, Junpei. Okay, there you go. That, why was I calling him Yuichi? All right, Junpei. That's his name. Yeah. So like I was saying, so he saw everything. The teacher saw everything, and even after seeing everything, he has the audacity to not only like say that, oh, those are your friends, but also to kind of blame Junpei about how he is like not in the right here. Like, wow, like that's fantastic. Like what can I even say? But either way, like these are the things, like like these, I feel like these are like actually crossing lines. Like these guys, they're actually taking over the club. Like what? What is that? Like that's outrageous. And it's crazy, like like sometimes how, like all of these things happens. Either way, here Junpei gets bullied. It's like like they come in and they're like, oh, like like what are you doing here, get out, and all his friends, and he tries to go out, but before that, one of the guys were just stomping on one of the DVDs or something. So Junpei is like, oh, put your legs, like like move your legs, I need to get this. Now this is one thing I've seen about Junpei, is that he, like I said, he's like a type of person who always like has like monologues in his head going on. Not only that, obviously he's sick and tired of everything that's going on, like with the whole school bullying thing that's going on, and he hates the other guys. So it doesn't really end at that. We've seen him actually try to protest multiple times, which usually doesn't happen in, like a lot of the anime characters who get bullied. They usually like let it go. But we can see that Junpei here is, obviously he's not like really actually fighting, trying to pick a fight with them, or actually like disobeying them. He, whatever he's being told, he's doing it, but he's still kind of like like keeping his like he's still keeping his foot to the ground, or is that like a meta word? I think so. He's still keeping his head straight. Yeah, that's the word. So because of that, obviously bullies don't like that when someone talks back to them. So yeah, this guy just beats him up. And yeah, so one thing I wasn't able to actually understand, I'm guessing this happened after he met Mahito, maybe, and then he probably stopped going to school. Or is it, did this happen before he met Mahito? I'm not exactly sure. Either way, like he's definitely not happy about how everything's going. So we see him back in the sewer, and talking to Mahito about like everything. And here he kind of like talks about a few interesting things. Okay, the first thing he says is that, just a minute, where's that part where he talks about love is the opposite, no, indifference is the opposite of love? Okay. Okay, I wonder if the first person to say the opposite of fondness is indifference went to hell, like okay, this is a very interesting conversation that he has. He says that like this is like a word where they say like a saying, like the opposite of love is hate. No, sorry, the opposite of hate, love is indifference. Now, interesting point he kind of like kind of puts out. This is a thing, like as Mahito says, this is not like a term, like that like someone like like it is not like the person who made this term, this saying, wasn't from Japan. So someone else made it, and like so the saying says the opposite of love is not hate but indifference. Makes sense. However, what Mahito points out here is that, like, when it's translated to Japanese, it makes a different, like meaning, which is true. This is the thing. I myself was kind of like like surprised to hear, like, before, that love actually has so many different ways of kind of saying love in Japanese. For example, the normal like or love, whatever you say, is called suki, and I or aishiteru is something like which has a lot of weight into it. Like it's like very, like like aishiteru, like it's like a very serious kind of thing. And it's like it's actually meaning like genuine romantic love, that type of thing, as far as I know. And then there's another higher version of it, which I think I've never seen any character in any anime say that, but it's like even more extreme, which is called, I think, koishiteru. So suki, I or aishiteru, and koishiteru. I think these are like the way they kind of express love in, like in Japanese language. So what Junpei says here is kind of interesting. He says, like, no, since it's translated here, we changed it from love to fondness, and fondness means suki, you know, that. So here in as it's translated in Japanese, it means the actual translation means the opposite of fondness is indifference. So what Junpei says here is that since the translation has completely changed the meaning, it actually doesn't make proper sense in this, in this situation. So he's accept, he said that, yeah, opposite of love is indifference. That might be true, but it's definitely not that opposite of fondness is indifference. No, the opposite of fondness is hate. That's what he's trying to say. And you know what, I kind of agree to it. Yeah, like, obviously opposite of fondness is not indifference. I don't think so at all. He is right, I feel like. Opposite of fondness, you can say it's actually hate. Yeah, but opposite of love, I guess it is true that opposite of love is not hate, but it's indifference. So I kind of agree with him here. Okay, let me read this part. Okay, the original phrase spoken by some foreigner was the opposite of love is indifference, right? As he says. And there are various definitions of love. So indifference works as an antonym there. Yeah. And then he says, but we generally don't use love or I. As I was saying, I is actually something that is not really used that much. Like, I've seen so many animes, like, usually when, like, characters confess and everything, they always say, like, oh, suki, like, I like you, anta ga suki da, like that type of thing. I've very, like, it's very hand counted. I've heard of in a very few animes where they kind of say I still, like, they use the word I in very, very, very rare, like, very few animes, or literally no anime. Like, I've never really heard of that before. So as Junpei says, yeah, we generally don't use the word love or I very much. They use suki. That's why in this country it got changed to fondness or suki. Yeah. So from I to suki it got changed. However, in the original code it's love. It's not fondness. It's I, it's not suki. That version spread throughout without any thought as to whether the opposing definitions of love and indifference still held true. And I love how Mahito, like, kind of puts a little salt to the whole thing. He's like, everybody likes wordplay. After all, humans can't live without making up excuses. Oh boy. Anyways, so yeah, that was an interesting, thing that we got to hear from Junpei. I agree with him. But I don't agree with Mahito at all. Like, he's like taking something small and like kind of extending it and making it way more like complicated and way more troublesome than it actually is. And obviously, since like Junpei is in a vulnerable state, he's actually taking that in and agreeing to it. So yeah. Alright, anyways, he takes Junpei to like a section where there's like some some human who is like experimenting on, and he's like, oh, I'm trying to make it big, and he gives Junpei like a little thing which is also human, and he says, like, this is something that I've tried to make small. And one thing Mahito asks him is that, like, oh, you feel, it seems like you're like used to seeing corpses, like, what's going on, and why are you not flinching? And he says, like, no, it's not that. If this was like my mother's corpse, I probably would hate you forever. But since that's not the case, and I know how repulsive humans can be, and this is someone who's completely unrelated to me, I don't give a crap. That's what he says. That's why I don't expect anything from other people. And nor do I think much of it when someone I don't know dies. Yeah, this is interesting because I feel like most of the people, obviously every one of us, we care about the people who we love and who we know. So if something happens to them, obviously we will be shocked, heartbroken, sad, that. However, if we suddenly get to know that, oh, somewhere something happened, some kind of something tragic happened, like a traffic accident or whatever, and someone or some amount of people died, we will probably feel bad for it and feel sad for the people, and that's it. And then we'll move on, which is very normal. Like everyone is like this. But the thing about Junpei is he's not even that. He's completely indifferent to anything. Like in that same situation, Junpei would probably feel indifference, seeing someone like dying, even if he doesn't know them. Seeing someone having some bad thing happen to them, he'll not feel sorry or sad for them, which is like the normal way of thinking. He'll just feel indifferent about it. That. So that's basically him. And obviously, I'm guessing for Mahito, he probably would feel happy about that. That's what makes him a psychopath. So this is a difference about normal people who are like indifferent to everything. And since he's indifferent still, since not Mahito, Junpei is still indifferent about these things, I feel like this is like a good indication that he can still be saved. So yeah, that's why I'm guessing later on we see like Yuji come in, trying to help him out, talk to him. I feel like he might actually be successful in kind of changing him, or I don't know. Let's see. Let's wait and see. So okay, after that, Mahito kind of talks about souls. Okay, so he tells a few things here. Okay, where's that part? Yeah. Do you believe people have hearts? And he says like, huh, they do not. And he says like they don't. Let me try to understand what he's trying to say here. He says that they have souls, but souls aren't their hearts. Okay, so I'm the only person in the world who understands the composition of souls. Alright. After all, I changed the shape of other creatures by making contact with them. All emotions are the result of the soul's metabolism. Now here's the thing. I feel like this kind of got lost in translation, like heart and soul. Like by heart, they're not actually meaning the literal heart. Kokoro, they're saying kokoro, and kokoro means, as he says, like what is soul? Soul is like your soul. And what is the difference between soul and heart or kokoro? Kokoro is that soul including all the emotions. I think that's how they kind of that's what they're trying to mean here. Like by what they call heart here, it's like a literal translation of kokoro. So I don't think it actually fits here. Like he's not talking about the physical heart, he's talking about the actual heart, like the heart of a human being, that type of thing, like kokoro. So that's what he's trying to say. Like he's trying to say here, as far as I could understand, he's trying to say that people have souls but they don't have hearts. By heart, what he means is like a human heart, that thing, which has empathy, emotions, that type of thing. That's what he's trying to say. And he says all the emotions, which constitute a heart, souls, emotions, and everything constitute a heart. And he's saying all the emotions are the result of soul's metabolism. So he's kind of distinguishing between soul and heart. So he's saying that soul's metabolism gives result to emotions. So it's kind of distinguishing those two and kind of making the two things different. So that's why he says that the heart doesn't exist, only souls exist. And soul's metabolism are make emotions. They're far too mechanical to call hearts. And he says this is like a mechanical thing that's going on. So they're too mechanical to call hearts. Interesting. And people place too much value on things that they cannot see. I can see them. And souls are no more special than physical bodies. And that is something that I think which makes him way more realistic. Like, I can understand what he's saying. He's like, oh, since I can see everything, I can see what the soul constitutes of. I know all of these things that people talk about, they don't exist. So a human heart doesn't exist. All that exists is a soul, and the emotions are just a result of the mechanical, result of it. So he's like taking a very direct approach. But the funny thing is, that's not what a human being is. Human beings are creatures who make stuff emotional and who fantasizes things a lot. You know, those are human beings, and I feel like him being like pure cursed energy, him being like a cursed spirit, he's looking at it like in a very literal sense, which is definitely not human beings are, you know. And yeah, human beings are creatures who love to make stuff more, more fantastical or more emotional, or try to give stuff like meanings, that type of thing. So yeah, that's the main thing here. He's looking at it too mechanically. However, that's not what human beings are. He says they're just there. Do you get it? There's no value or importance to life. Great. That's a great conclusion we came to. Life just continues its cycle, same as the waters of the world. Like I said, he's taking this like in a literal sense. He's like, yo, this happens. So there's no extra anything added to that. This is just how the world moves. However, we human beings, we love to kind of put like extra stuff in it, extra emotions, extra like yeah, like extra stuff, like give stuff meaning, more meaning to it, which is obviously something that Mahito cannot understand. Either way, for Junpei, he's like listening to all of this. Our lives are meaningless and have no value, my god. And then he says that is why we can do anything we want. So he says like, don't really bind yourself to some kind of a rule or regulation. You're free, do whatever the hell you want to. That's like Mahito's main like the moral that he came up with. And obviously, like I said, Junpei is very vulnerable at this time, and anything that someone says like these type of things, he's going to just take it up. So either way, later on we get to see that Junpei is like walking, and Yuji and the other guy, they are following him, and here we get to know what that little creature in the box is, in the thing which Yuji is carrying is. So what we'll be doing here is that there's like three things, according to him, there's like three ways this can go. What we'll do is like let the creature free and go towards Junpei. So this can go three ways. Number one, the creature will attack Junpei, and Junpei will not be able to see it, and probably get when we'll realize that, oh, he cannot see the cursed spirit and he's in actual danger, we'll stop it. And that's number one. Then everything is fine, he's good to go. Number two is he might be able to see it, but he cannot do anything about it. He gets chased by it, and yeah. So what we do is like we stop the creature, and we ask him a few questions. At a later date, we ask him and interrogate him properly. Like that's what we'll do. Number three, if he actually exercises it, then we'll restrain him. And there's also number four. If it seems as if he's extremely strong, like a grade 1 or 2, like sorcerer, then we stop and go back and bring Nanami in with us. So this is the main goal. Either way, Yuji says like there's an interesting information that we get here. Yuji says like, wait, grade 2, I can also defeat grade 2. So here we get to know a little bit about the rankings again. He says typically cursed spirits are assigned to sorcerers of equal grade. Alright, that means a grade 2 sorcerer would be expected to beat a grade 2 cursed spirit. So yeah. Alright. So grade 2 sorcerer possesses strength close to a grade 1 cursed spirit, which makes sense. So if you're able to completely defeat a grade 2 cursed spirit, you should have power which is like close to grade 1. Otherwise you won't be able to defeat it. So that's the thing. So grade 2 will be easily defeated by someone who has power similar to a grade 1 cursed spirit, and that person is a grade 2 sorcerer. So we get like a little chart here, which they kind of show us, which kind of easily tells us very nicely what it is. Like usually grade 1 sorcerers are a bit more powerful than grade 1 cursed spirit. So it won't work like this, like since this is, like since Yuji defeated a grade 2 spirit, that would mean that, no, since Yuji is grade 2, just a minute. No, wait, Yuji is not grade 2, just a minute. What did he say? Okay. Just a minute, let me read this part. Alright, Yuji says that, alright, I think I can just barely handle. Oh, he says barely handle grade 2. Alright, there you go. Barely handle. So yeah, it won't work. Either ways, he kind of explains that. And, like they start following him. Now later on, we get to see Nanami, fighting, like, in the sewers, fighting some cursed spirits. And, like, calling Mahito to come out. And yeah, Nanami and Mahito have, like, a battle. And you can see that, like, Nanami is thinking that, oh, like, his personality is kind of like Gojo. They are similar. The picture perfect frivolity and the sinister strength behind it. Yeah, alright, so they're having like this fight. And you see like Nanami using his crit hit, hitting him and like breaking his like whole thing. And he gets surprised, Mahito, and then he's like, oh, interesting. Like, so this is your power. And it kind of explains how he's able to heal his hand. It's not healing, as he says. And he asks him a question: which comes first, curse, soul or the body? And I think he answers that the. Just a minute. Which came first, the body or the soul? You think soul or body? Alright, so yeah, Nanami says that the soul comes first, while no, wait. Just a minute. Okay, let me read this part again. Alright, do you think the soul resides in the body? Soul resides in the body, alright? Or do you think the body forms around the soul? Alright. Okay, so Nanami says the soul resides within the body, so the body comes first. I think that's what he says. Yeah. However, he says like no, the body forms around the soul, so the soul comes first. And him being someone who can look at souls, he's correct, isn't it? So as he says, like because of that, since the soul comes first and the body is able to form around it, this is not healing. I'm basically forming the body again around my soul. Which is interesting. This is an interesting thing that he says. And that is also why he can change the bodies of the monsters that he's using, which are actually human beings. He can change them to make them into these monstrosities. So he starts doing that and he starts chucking those things towards Nanami, and Nanami is like, oh, it's going to get into overtime territory. I should try to end this quick. Either way, later on we also get to see Junpei moving, and we get to see like the teacher sitting down in front of Junpei's house, and he's like, oh, where are you? Your friends are dead. You don't know that? You haven't even gone to the funeral? And he's like, what the hell is this guy saying? They were my friends. They hit me. They bullied me, and and he also saw it. So what is this guy even talking about? Like, and he gets pissed off, naturally so. Like, if someone like this starts telling you something like, oh, that was your friend. Like, this is the thing. He acted as if he didn't see anything. Even if when he saw, like, they were bullying him, he didn't do anything to it. He acted indifferent. Alright. Makes sense, Why the hell is he trying to, bring this up with him now? Like, what the hell is his problem? If he's actually trying to act indifferent to it up until the end. Why is he suddenly bringing this up now, at this point, and trying to blame him? This is the most frustrating part of this thing, like, it's not that he wasn't looking at it, because a lot of teachers do that, like, something happens, they just act indifferent to it. That's not the problem here. The problem here is that not only did he act indifferent, but now he's trying to get involved in it, when formerly he never really got involved in it. When the problem was persisting, when the problem was actually happening, he didn't do anything. And now that the main problem source is gone, he's trying to put his nose into it, and even trying to blame him, and trying to, guilt trip him or whatever the hell he's trying to do here. What? Yeah, anyways. And he's like, you should go light some incense for them. I'll even go. Oh my god. Great. And yeah, and Junpei is like, you teachers, you graduate from schools and then go work in the schools. So you don't actually experience the real world, do you? Interesting thought process. You know what? He's partially correct, I would say. Like obviously, like if all you do is like teach in school and don't do anything, I guess he's kind of correct. Like, you come out from a school, you go back to a school and you just, like all you do is like school work. Yeah, you do like, talk with your coworkers, but that's it. And then you come out of the school. And that's it. If that's all you do, if you don't have like an outside life, I think he's correct, kind of. That's why I said he's partially correct. And I can see like, his thought process are kind of extreme, but I actually understand why he's thinking about it like this. And obviously he's pissed off now, so emotionally he's just like he's done with it. And and he says that's why we end up with overgrown children like you. Okay, so after that, yeah, after that the teacher is like, what are you mumbling about? Did you lose your mind from self-isolation? Just kidding. Who hired this guy? How did he get the job? I'm actually genuinely curious about that. Like, you think this is funny? Like, yeah, whatever. Anyways, yeah, Junpei gets pissed off and tries to, like, I don't do something to him, I guess. Yeah, I feel like Mahito probably, like, taught him how to manipulate the soul or whatever. I don't know what he did, but he was trying to do something. But Yuji comes in immediately, and Yuji realizes that the thing that he was holding, the cursed spirit, he can actually see it since he's following it with his eyes. So Yuji gets, like lodged into the telephone pole. And he quickly comes and he's like, "Oh, your name is Junpei, isn't it? Come with me. I need to have a conversation with you." And the teacher starts like butting in, and he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? You're a child, this and that." And Yuji gets pissed off. You just say, "All right, you know what? Fair enough. You're not leaving us alone, so I'll make you leave us alone." So he grabs his pants, just pulls it out, and runs away with it. Yeah, so he follows them, and later on, Yuji just comes back making a lap, and there you go. So I love how Yuji's like, oh, like, you were getting bothered by him, weren't you? Like, like, or was he actually, like, like actually someone you were actually genuinely talking to? Like, did I make a mistake? And Junpei's like, no, it's fine, you're correct. And he's like, oh, that's fine then. And then he's like, let's go somewhere and have a conversation. Now, next we cut into, again, Mahito and Nanami fighting. And you can see that Mahito is actually using the creatures, like, the soul, like, like the transformed thing. And yeah, and one of them is kind of crying, like Nanami sees that. And when Mahito's like, oh, like, like, are you getting bothered by that? Nanami's like, no, I don't involve my personal feelings into my job. And Mahito kind of makes fun of it. Mahito's like, ha, you're lying. I can see your soul trembling. And anyways, Mahito kind of gets him a little bit, but he does say that you have saved your soul, by covering it with cursed energy, so you're still not under my control. But two or three more times, you'll be completely under my control. So yeah, and Mahito also changes his own form, like, takes like horse hoofs, and he can change his own, like, like soul as well, like change his body around that. So it seems like Mahito is winning. He's very confident. He's like, yep, like, everything is going well. But it strikes 6 o'clock, and Nanam is like, oh, overtime. It's time for some overtime. And he takes out the tie, wraps it around his hand. So whatever he's going to do now is going to be something very crazy. So next episode, we'll see. Either way, that was this episode. This episode had quite a few interesting like conversation and things that we kind of saw, and Junpei's way of looking at the world and all that stuff. It was kind of interesting to see that. And I'm interested in seeing how Yuji is going to interact with him, because Junpei and Yuji, they're both completely different. Both look at the world in a completely different way. So let's see. Anyways, that is it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to episode number 10 of Jujutsu Kaisen. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you guys next week with another episode of Jujutsu Kaisen. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.